Good morning. I am here today with Dr. Shari Rogers. She is the CEO and president of Spill the Honey. And I'm here with the Grammy-nominated recording artist, Mali Wilson.
Well, I'm not Grammy nominated as a recording artist yet, but we're hoping that the Spill the Honey anthem, No More Silence, I'm Grammy nominated as a producer.
Oh, Grammy-nominated as a
We
producer.
got to be very clear. I don't want the Grammys like, hey, don't misrepresent.
Okay, okay. Well, we're speaking it into existence.
Amen.
It's coming.
Shower down.
Yes. So, Dr. Rogers, I would like to start with you to just give us some background about Spill the Honey and the inspiration behind creating this organization.
Sure. First of all, thank you so much. This is so exciting to all be together. The inspiration was a Holocaust survivor whose mother, on the last day that she would see him, before her whole family was murdered, actually gave him a cup of honey and said it was beshared, which means it was meant to be. She said, it's meant to be that you will survive, and I want you to have a sweet life.
Wow.
And so basically the cup of honey broke, and then but he held on to his mother's wish, and it gave him hope to survive 5 concentration camps. So that, and likewise, Dr. Martin Luther King always filled his cup up with honey, with words of sweetness that actually stuck and continues to stick to people worldwide, because people realize that we all have the honey in our souls, and that when we realize that we have more in common and we focus on our common humanity, the soul can't be contained by the body, just like the honey can't be contained by the cup. It will eventually spill over.
Wow.
That's the spill the honey concept.
Molly, I know that you are both African American and Jewish, and I cannot wait to discuss your new song that's out, No More Silence. But before we get there, can you tell me a little bit about your upbringing and how being part of both of these communities and having, two shared identities, like how that shaped you as an artist today?
Yeah, first, I just want to say thank you for having us. And Sherry, it's so interesting. The verse for today was about the words that come out of your mouth. Eric and I read, my husband's a deacon at the Greater Piney Grove Church. And so every morning, since we've been together for 5 years, we read a verse from the Old Testament. And today it's basically your words have the power. There's life and death that lie in the tongue.
Mm.
And so when Sherry talks about the honey that spills out of our mouths, we're here to give this message with love. And so when you ask about my upbringing, my mother was disowned by her father because she was, she fell in love with my dad, who's African American. And growing up, I really didn't get to be around my grandparents as much as I wanted to, but I always had this desire in my heart to bring love to both sides and to be the woman and the young girl that said I'm everything God made me.
I want to speak about No More Silence and how you guys co-wrote this song together. I know that you guys are really focused on our shared legacies and the history. And when I listen to this song, I hear history, but I also hear a new call to action, like for what's happening right now. So tell me, like, what was the inspiration behind writing the song, how it developed, how it came together, and how you guys came together and was like, we need to write this song.
All God. My husband, whose mother lives in Israel, when we were dating, I said, what do you know about Judaism or, our heritage? And he goes, I'm basically Sammy Davis Jr. My mother lives in Israel. I know all about it. But his dad was in the music industry. And so he said to me, you've helped all these people. God gave you a voice. There's a verse that says, a city set on a hill should not be hidden. And God gave you the gift. And I laughed. I said, if God gives me the desire to sing this song and gives me a sign that I should sing again, then I'll do it. But I know too much. I like being behind the scenes. One day later, did Sherry call me and say, Molly, You and your team scored the Shared Legacies film, and it's beautiful. And you sang at the end, and you need to make a song, an anthem. You're both Jewish and African American. And she got me all hyped up. And she had said, come on down. Let's meet Detroit, Atlanta. Let's meet in Chicago with Craig Schneider, who is my creative partner musically, award winning. He's worked with Beyonce, Rihanna, Madonna, Cher, everybody, Aunt Mariah. And he says, I love the idea. He's been spilling the honey. His kids, they're from Evanston, they're Jewish, but they're in this Black community and loving each other. And so that's how it started. We all came down and she started pouring the honey into me, telling me about, we got to have Fannie Lou Hamer in there. We have to have Spill the Honey. And then the heart and soul of it, we have a video that the videographer said, oh, so you and Shari already had the melody and lyrics? I said, no. As soon as Craig put the track on, it literally flew out of me. The
Wow.
melody and partial lyric, and my husband Eric was writing lyrics at the time while I was in the booth, and then Sherry, we came out and we crafted it, and it just was so beautiful. And she fought for the Fannie Lou Hamer, and I'm so glad she did because it's showing people who she was. And so that's really what happened. What gave me the teary, just kind of spooky, haunting part of it was I never look at social media. I turn on my phone that day and I see Ralph Yarl, a 16-year-old saxophone player, was shot off of a porch by a racist man. Do you remember that? Going to see, he was picking up his siblings. He went to the wrong house and he shot him once off the porch and shot him again. And seeing that, now a new bonus mom to a Black son, made me think of every Black mother. What do you feel? And it made me think of the anti-Semitism that no one's talking about.
Yeah.
And the film, all those visions of Shared Legacies film came back to me, and that voice just came out. So I always pray before every session, and God just blessed us all.
Wow.
Well, Dr. King set the template at the March on Washington. He gave the I Have a Dream speech here in Detroit at Cobo Hall 3 months earlier. But what really got the world to hear that speech was he had Clarence meet with all the celebrity delegation, in the front row. Harry Belafonte helped organize all the musicians. And it's music that really were the cheerleaders of the civil rights movement. And I think right now, as we move towards shared futures, we have a documentation, the film Shared Legacies. But thank God for Van Jones now with the leadership of Sherry Redstone. They're leading this dialogue on Black-Jewish relations, which Van calls these Exodus dinners, which is so important, where we get into conversation where this empathy and action. So that's where we're going with this, is that the idea is the history shows that we have this kind of familial connection where two different communities in American history were able to spill the honey and have empathy, even though we have different communities. And I believe Mali is the queen bee. And what I mean by that is not only is she identified and a strong Black leader who worked with all the hip hop artists and Carly Simon and all these musicians, she has the heart, and she embodies really what it takes to bring the sweetness out in people. She feeds you her soul that allows your soul to then spill out with other people. So I am so honored, beyond honored, to have not only Mali, who helped, who scored the film, but also who is leading, this movement that, we also now have a curriculum on it, but we know the importance for the younger generation. They need the music.
When you look back at the singers, African American singers that came to before Martin Luther King, I mean, Nina Simone, Billie Holiday, Eartha Kitt, Josephine Baker would fly in from Paris because she couldn't stand. It was the same tension that's here. Like for me, when people ask, "What are you, Democrat?" I'm for love, honey.
Yeah.
There's good and bad in everything. Everyone's like, how can you be so loving? Well, when you look at a battery, there's this side that happens to have like a cross, a positive side. And then
Right.
there's this other side that's like this.
Right.
It all works together. If there's not, it shines a light. We can shine a light by not going to the negative side. And I'm in the music industry and I hear all the time, oh, these people are exploitive, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they haven't been, but there's good and bad in everyone. And guess what? When you look at Mahalia Jackson, who sold out Carnegie Hall, when you look at all these people who sung before Martin Luther King, who also sung for segregated, crowds at Carnegie Hall and Radio City Music Hall, and had to go through the back alley in the with the rats and all that. They couldn't go through the front door. They were helped by Jewish people, and a lot of the songs were written by people who were of Jewish, religion and descent. And
Not too long ago, I learned that the Jews had written like most of the Christmas songs and a lot of
yeah,
the Christian songs. Yeah.
Craig and I wrote a few for Lifetime, and my really dear friend Billy Stein, who I worked with, his grandpa made. I think he made like "Let It Snow" or one of those White Christmas. But yeah, the Jewish community, our people, are writing the biggest Christian, Christmas
So,
song. It's so funny,
yeah.
and so not that I'm discounting that
Counting that.
things, and I'm not. I'm happy for artists who feel like they need to speak up, because that's their testimony and their plight. My plight isn't to choose a side; it's to choose a side of God and love.
Mm,
And when we talk about immigrants, Jesus was an immigrant. I
mm.
mean, in Torah and Bible, it says you welcome the strangers. And so for me, going back to the curriculum that Shari was talking about, it's important in the music, it's important in the education, that we understand, like, know thyself is so important. And if you're Black, white, Jewish, whatever color, you can go to the history. And the fact that, Shari, you have said, let's make this music to let it be the, hey guys, here's the honey, come over here.
Yeah.
And then share a curriculum that teaches the shared legacies, and that, oh, when we stop fighting and thinking about what political party it is, and we say, let's show the love. Where did the love happen back then? Where can it happen again? That's like the most important thing for me.
Yeah, I love that. We have this saying, because I come from the political world, but we have this saying that, culture is downstream of politics. So meaning, it's the artist, the music who actually shapes our politics. So we actually look to the artist and our musicians, as we did in the civil rights times, to see what are they shaping, what are they seeing, what are they experiencing in the world, to like then bring down to us in a lot of
Well,
ways.
and I don't think it's happening as much.
Well, I
Nina
love that
Simone
you
said
are
music
wanting
should
to bring
reflect.
down the love.
Thank you, sister.
That's what
Well,
I'm
Nina
saying.
Simone
Like, bring
said
it
music,
down.
there you go. Nina Simone said music should reflect the times.
Yes.
When Marvin Gaye wrote What's Going On, I've seen in documentaries that Barry Gordy and those people were like, stop it, boo. People want to hear sexual healing like your other hit. That's never going to go anywhere. What's going on that talks about the war and about loving each other and what's happening in the world is still the number one recorded song on Motown Records over everything.
Wow. Wow. Dr. Shari Rogers, I would like to get your opinion on what you believe will unify the Black and Jewish community today. So we have our shared legacies and the history, and making sure that young people know the history. And then what else do you think will bring that unity now in 2026, where say young people are so disconnected from Martin Luther King times and the times of civil rights, and they're saying, you know, they have all these ideas on both sides, right? Of what Jews may be like. And they say, oh, Jews are exploiting Black people in Hollywood, or the Jews say, Blacks hate all Jews, etc. Like we have like these very Black and white views of each other in our communities. So what do you think will bring the unity for both these communities today?
Well, first of all, in the Jewish community and in the Black community, there's no monolith. There's no like all Jews don't think one way, all Blacks don't think one way. So that's first of all. I mean, we got to spill the honey within each of our communities as well. But I think education is everything, and we can't discount. We have to start with history first.
Yes.
So to have all these courageous conversations, whether it's Israel, Palestine, all these it has to start with first finding, it's almost like when you see the movie Shared Legacies, it's like finding a family member you didn't know you had. So
Mm.
once you first build on that emotional real connection that we work together in history that actually changed the laws in history,
Yeah.
that creates a sort of a family connection feeling that can make all these present day conversations much more comfortable to have these kind of courageous conversations that need to happen as we move towards our shared futures, which really begins with the history, and we have a curriculum that can go and unpack all of this, that really lays really the seeds for this to grow in the future.
Shari, please tell people how they can get in contact with Spill the Honey, and then Mali, please let us know how we can stream Silence.
You can go to www.spillthehoney.com and you can bring this to your communities, to your teachers. We actually have a mini grant that's offered to any teacher and community. Once they bring the film in and the curriculum, the kids and the teachers can create their own event around it. They can bring it to the families. We have a $300 to $700 grant for your communities to bring it in, and so that you can spill the honey in your own community.
I love that. And Mali, how can people find No More Silence and start streaming this song and make it Grammy nominated?
Well, everybody thinks it's Molly, so let's be clear. It's Mali, like the country in Africa, Mali Wilson. You can find me on Instagram. There's some really great collaborations that the Spill the Honey team and our team have been doing. You can find the song everywhere. It's that whether you listen on Spotify or Apple or YouTube. And there's a video coming soon. So Mali Wilson, MALIWilson.com. One wonderful thing is we'll be in Atlanta at Ebenezer Church. And we're bringing together over 75 pastors and rabbis to spill the honey and to spread this message and to bring these shared legacies together and to talk about this curriculum, which is so beautiful, that was put together. And I get to sing and share my voice. And
I need more time.
Well, we're so grateful for you and for your courage to speak up as a Black Jewish woman, and you're on the political sides. We're not. We're like, we can go and spill the honey on every side. We're not fence riders. We're love riders. So we're spilling this honey to you right now, and just saying thank you for the opportunity to speak about the education on our shared legacies and to share our song, No More Silence, for the Spill the Honey movement.
Yes, it was such an honor to meet both of you and to really just be in your presence and to receive both of your wisdom, especially about love and unity. I think it's an important message and it's vital to what we need in our nation right now. And really, we don't need more politics splitting us. We do need more love, and we needed to bring us together. And I'm an optimist. I believe that we're coming to the middle in this country some way, somehow. But to further conversations, I don't believe this will be our last one, but I want to bless you guys and
you too, darling.
All your work, and may you see much, much success in everything that you do. Bye.